Hello, Internet. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2. I do have the fan on. I may kill it. Yeah, this is unscheduled. I want to work on the sculpture, and I managed to get a working camera, so what'd you get? Oh, Lord. Hi. This will be chaos. I'm trying to do something because I'm strange. Why won't you let me see the live thing? I don't need to know about that. Come on. I'm trying rather desperately to watch the live stream. And it's not going to let me. I'm full screen. Oh, sorry about this. Hello, everyone. Got a lot of work done on the computer, the desk, but couldn't make the old overhead camera work, so I replaced it. Okay, good. So I've got a monitor over here where I can maybe even read the chat if anybody chats. I have already heated up the, oh wait, well shoot. I still got so much to be organized. Oh Lord. I moved so many things and yet there's still no surfaces to put anything. Well, okay, looks like my audio might be okay. I cannot determine if anyone is viewing, but that's okay. Alright, it's frozen over there, but okay. It unfroze. Now, art demo. That might be a little dark. Let me know if things are too dark or too quiet. I don't play music during my stream. You can have your smart speaker give you whatever music. What is this? Dang it. Alright. Now that's freaking meaningless. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get where I can see the live. I realize I'm a Twitch streamer in addition to a YouTube streamer, but Twitch's interface was bad. Now it's worse. Oh, it's bad. I get better user interfaces when I've eaten a great deal of fiber. If you know what I mean. It's saying that I'm live, but it won't. Maybe I'm not live anymore? Nope, I'm live. I guess I could try my phone. Hi everyone. Boy, I'm really small in this view. Okay. I went live on Facebook just for a second to say I was about to do this. No warning. No worries, by the way. Hey, I'm going to let y'all know when I'm going live. I'm going to put it on Facebook. I'm going to try to put it on, I'm going to try to stream every Friday and Saturday, with occasional exceptions, at 2 p.m. I'm going to make those my regular at-home days. And I'll do other ones like this one, unannounced, or maybe semi-announced. But I'm going to let you know about them. Don't anybody, if I know you in real life, if I know you on the web, please don't feel you have to drop by. Just if you want to, and just put me on in the background, or don't. It's all good. It's all up to you. This is more about me becoming an artist again than it is becoming some kind of streaming star. That camera is not liking the nature of the lights. That strobe may be pretty bad. Damn it. Okay, well that thing over there is useless. It just keeps showing me the little thoughtstorms went live thing, so I'm gonna minimize it so it doesn't just keep distracting me. Oh, hot glue gun's hot. It's so hot. Okay, I want a chance of reading text. Channel live. Oops. Alright, volume's down. It may say I have one guest because of myself. Oh, spam jelly. Hey, no problem, spam. Good to see from you. Like I said, this was no warning and everything. Glad you got a depot. Talk to me now and hear me later. Wish I could remember any of my little chat shortcuts to test them out. Yeah, that's my smallest monitor yet. Reload maybe. I tell you what. A lot of the people I invite to my streams have not been really somebody who watches streams. And I've been watching streams quite a while now. Thought I was getting reasonably good at it. And I can't make it show me my own stream. So, good luck, strangers. And people I know. Yeah, my face is really small in this view. See if I can tweak it a little bit. Of course, I probably won't be centered up, but maybe that'll be a little better. Ooh, Lord. Hey, that gives me a thought. Properties. Configure video. All I can control is exposure. Which is probably a good idea. I don't know, that may be too bright, we'll see. Okay, well. So you can see in the mixing bowl, these aren't joined up. I've got two pieces, two Pangea continents that will fit together eventually. but I don't want to put the stress on it. I made some black marks to sort of line things, help me remember where things go. And I made another large section today, much faster using the hot glue method. So the hot glue method kicks buttock. And I'm going to do some more of it. Make some two keycap combos. And by the way, if you ever need to get hot glue to release from something, to unhot glue something, rubbing alcohol, poof. I mean, it's got to soak in just a second, but I mean, it would be biting me, and I would just dip my finger in a little bit, and just a tiny little drip, and it's gone. I like that about this. For one thing, I don't have to be as sparing with it. Alrighty, I am at the end of a glue stick here, but I'm gonna start with one moment please. Well, oh Lord, things aren't configure video, come back to me here. Oh shoot. I can't do it. It's on the wrong screen. I can't get the right screen, and I'm busy doing stuff. Alright. If this is absolutely unwatchable, please let me know, and I will do something about it. I will. Just hold it in there a little bit. The copper takes the heat real nice and fast. So this is quick and semi-painless. If anybody's here, maybe remind me to unplug the hot glue gun when I get through placing them, but here we go. Oh, that's going to be a pain. You know what? Let's get really such a pain. I'm going to set that aside. Let's not give ourselves undue difficulty. Don't know for sure. I guess my hands aren't in camera range. I will move the camera some. Tried to set this up on a flexible deal. This camera, which I thought would be a higher quality, has some tiltability, rotatability. I can't make it so that it's not mirrored. I don't like mirrored video. The Rolling Stones put the words in the wrong order. I always can't get what I want. I don't like vertical video. I don't like mirrored video. If I'm wearing a t-shirt that has words on it, I'd like you to be able to read them without being some kind of Leonardo da Vinci. He used to make some of his notes, or all of his notes, I think, to where you needed a mirror to read them, although he didn't. Oof. I probably won't be going terribly long tonight. I've already done quite a bit of sculpting on this today, but I would like one thing I need to figure out is how to get the pieces of the orange peel so that this will go together as a sphere. specifically as two halves of a spear. And that is not going to be self-evident or obvious. Much as I like things to be self-evident or obvious. Let me just stick these down better than I did last time. Here's the glue stick. And they have a bunch of F1s together. That's okay, that's what random chance will occasionally serve up is the same thing, you know. My mother and I play cards once a week, which is pretty great. Because she is a blast. And big finish. We've actually invented a card game. But any of the games we play, you know, how is it we've drawn 3 8s in a row after shuffling it with a card shuffler? That's just how random numbers be. I have had to embrace a few keycaps that are parallel, you know, flat on flat. I'm trying to make that not happen, but only so much I can necessarily do. The great thing about this is I want the top of the keycap to be against the copper because that way the finished object will look like a bumpy sphere. Like a Death Star made out of greebles. There's a lot of scratch builders that use keycaps as greebles. Something to make a miniature model or something look more well, larger scale, I guess. What I'm trying to say. Go. La 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 la. Okay, looks like I've only got one person on Twitch. I don't know how to. Oops, I just paused myself. That's no good. Restream bot. Okay, let me scroll, thank you. I'm afraid I'm going to be making a continent here. Continent. That's not going to fit. I'm just going to do pairs now. That was part of the plan. I'm going to do a bunch of pairs. So I'm going to not join these up with the other. That's another nice thing about the hot glue method. I can use parts of the pan while I've got parts setting up. I was listening to the soundtrack for the musical Once. And I may be wrong in my thought that the male singer and the female singer do a lot of cross harmonizing, where the guy goes way high and the girl is like at the alto or the lower of the two parts. I may be wrong about it. But I sure like singing it that way. Take this empty boat and point it. It's not empty. Sinking. Boat and point it home. We've still got time. Back when I used my voice enough that it wasn't completely out of what's the word? Out of order. You don't use it, you lose it. Can't think of the term I'm trying to make happen. Oh, I've got more keycaps. Where's the bag? What is the bag? There it is. Got lots of space bars, but they too long. They will mess with the spherical nature. And as if I didn't have enough Ziploc bags, I've got. Why are you doing that? I bumped my mouse and something I don't need on in front of me is in front of me now. Why are you doing this? And if you will pardon me just a moment, I'm going to take a little over-the-counter medicine. Hey, what happened? What happened here? There it is. Yes, pardon me just a moment. Tell you what. Let's see if I can learn how to do this. I'll eventually have keys. I'm not turning the mic off, but I'll be right back. This slideshow of my artworks that you're seeing over the red and white is still the same old, same old. I'm working very hard to get my artworks ported over to the useful computer, the computer I need it to be. I'm gonna be surprised if I don't have enough keys, but if anybody in the DFW area has an old, specifically Apple or Macintosh or Lisa keyboard, that'd be fun. But they don't need, I might be needing the keycaps. La la. Okay. I think I'm still the only person, but that's okay. The stranger that joined this weekend was from New Mexico. And I say stranger. What's the expression? Stranger's a friend you haven't met yet. Like that. I don't think that's the right expression, but hey, I frequently reformat expressions. One I've used for a long time and need to retire is I love when a plan stops falling apart. You know, the cliche is I love when a plan comes together. I guess that I like that wording too, but I don't know. Sometimes a very slight change to an old uh, oh, what do you call it? I almost thought of the word for that. Chat is ready to display messages. Okay, well, it's telling me that at this moment. Let's put a tall one next to this. Rhubarb? Do people use rhubarb to talk about an old expression? That's not it. That's not it. Hey Google, synonym for expression.
On the website thesource.com, they say announcement, argument, articulation, assertion, asseveration, commentary, communication, declaration, delivery, diction, elucidation, emphasis, enunciation, execution, exposition, formulation, idiom, intonation, issue, locution, mention, narration, phraseology, phrasing, pronouncement, rendition, speaking, utterance.
That wasn't, I don't know if you heard any of that. I asked my so-called smart speaker for synonyms for the wrong word there. So, I love when a plan comes together. Canard? Do you suppose canard is the word? I know canard means something else, also nautical. Hey Google, define canard.
Here's the definition of canard, an unfounded rumor or story.
Unfounded rumor or story. Yeah, that's not what I meant. Why this tale is not what I want either. Huh. I get like this. I really like to use the right word. And by right word, I mean the word I was thinking of. Doesn't necessarily mean the other words aren't right, but that's been a lifelong passion of mine that probably has gotten me in trouble. Certainly made me unpopular in the earlier grades, like junior high, when they called me Funk and Daniel. My teacher asked me, why are they calling you Funk and Daniel? I said, they mean Funk and Wagnall, which is a dictionary. See, there used to be these paper things called dictionaries. And when you didn't have one in your pocket at all times, or on a table you could just talk to, you would look stuff up. I'd find something in a book or a comic book that I didn't know, and I would look in the Funk and Wagnalls. Actually, the Webster's Collegiate is the one that I read cover to cover. I promise you, cover to cover. Read every word in that thing. And it's really not a bad book. I tried making a limerick. Ooh, that's another game that we can play on stream when there are people live. I say one line of a limerick, you do the next, I do the next, you do the next. I've always loved playing that game. And I tried making one about how well, I'll just say that it's one of the few poems of mine I think I still remember. The answers to things problematic reside in the book Dictionaric. The problem with problems, more than just how to solve them, their order is not alphabetic. That's a very old poem. I doubt I was a teenager when I came up with that. Maybe I was. I think I was in junior high, maybe. I was kind of young for my grade. I started first grade at age 5. So I don't know. Figuring math is difficult, especially when it has to do with time and years and stuff. I will unplug the hot glue gun. Yay. Now it's no longer a hot glue gun. That's not true. You could burn the living crap out of yourself. Why I gave so much emphasis on living. Yes, I do. 'Cause I'm weird. I'm rather proud of it. Alright, I want to test. Why can't I chat? Okay. Okay. YouTube, Keith, exclamation point, ask 3. I haven't seen Nightbot turn up its little head. I don't think it's happening. Come on. Wow. Okay, so I would imagine a lot of my viewers, if I ever have any, are going to be of somewhat advanced age, similar to myself. Eyesight problems. I can set my monitors such that I don't need glasses to look at to read my screen. Maybe. Some things are plenty big, web pages and everything, but like the interface for OBS can be difficult. That's why I've always got these ready and can do my sister's trick sometimes. When you have a head this wide, glasses don't necessarily be happy, but you get the kind that does the bendy. You can't see what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I need to work that through because really when I start sticking this clay in place, I'm going to need the glasses to see the placement better, and that's going to make reading the screen challenging. Yeah, Nightbot is not awake for some reason. Not a big deal. Okay, I'm putting on the no gloves, no loves. I don't know if that's been obvious or not. I didn't say anything about it, and yeah, I've got to work this space out. I'm sitting halfway at my laptop, which I don't really need to be at the laptop while I'm gluing stuff. And halfway at this area, I'm going to try moving over a little bit. See how that do. Woo! Still hot enough to have sticky, icky. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna mix some more clay. Just, in case anybody comes in, looks at the VOD, here's a globe that I painted as realistically as I've ever done. I first painted a full-size globe to look like stained glass. And, oh Lord, I don't like seeing the earth backwards like that. I don't like it. It bothers me. But I looked in the settings and I couldn't unflip. And yet, that camera doesn't flip. Yeah, there's got to be somewhere I could set it. Anyway, one of my autistic fascinations, the Earth seen from space. When I first saw that famous Earthrise photo from Apollo, I'm not even going to try to say the right number, from that Apollo mission where they took the Earthrise picture. Anyway, when I saw it, the first time I saw it, it changed me. That's a cliche. Everybody says the same thing, and I don't care. It's a life-changing thing. And I tell you what, I'm not going to get political, except please look up a good explainer of ranked choice voting. I will try to mention that every time, because there's no magic bullet, but that's the closest thing. Making that happen could improve our nation so dramatically, so quickly. Let's see. Well, I thought maybe I had a chat thing there, but it's just reporting that I chatted something. Anyway, I'm going to share. I am feeling pretty hopeless. I think matters political and philosophical and you name it are getting about as bad as they can get, and I sure hope I'm wrong, but I smell trouble on the horizon. So I brought that up because something that was pleasing to me. Well, I'm sorry guys, I'm probably at the end of my day. I've been awake and busy today more than I usually do. I've been quite sedentary since losing my job to ageism and the lockdown. So I get a lot of sleep. I've mentioned that before. It's sleep comes like a drug in God's country. It's a drug that I abuse, and I self-medicate. But today I've been awake a lot and working on things, trying to untie all these knots of these cables. I've got so many frickin' devices. I've got 3 computers in here. and they essentially function. I've only got one I'm able to stream with. I've gotten hand-me-downs, and I've got a loaner, and I've got my old Windows 7 machine over there that's still got Photoshop on there. One thing I hope to do before long at all, if I can network that so that I can show you how I make artwork using my old paid-for, non-subscription model version of Adobe, Photoshop, Creative Suite 2, the Scholastic edition. That's not the right word. Anyway, the university one. Because even when I was not doing anything in the real world, I was making geometric designs, especially kind of kaleidoscope designs. You know that it's not on screen and on this screen. Interesting. I wonder if this is a better screen. Let's try it. A little bigger. You can see some of the digital stuff that's the only thing really that I was doing, and I was doing most of it on my tablet and my phone. I didn't turn my computers on for about 2.5 years or so. And I recently found a bunch of old Photoshop files, artworks that I had in progress, mostly fractals, and I've been blowing the dust off and getting several different versions and putting them together in video form. So on my YouTube channel you can see a bunch of they're basically slideshows, and I've got some, it's not public domain, but I've got some music playing on some of them, most of them now, that you can use without paying for. Just glue that on without anybody to stick it to. That was silly. Oh well. So I'm just sticking these lumps of gum on there, and then I come back with this tool. I can't tell. There it is. Haha, I have to do the YouTuber trick. It's just a ball stylus. It's not wanting to focus that close. So that I can push it into against the interior parts of the keycaps, so that they will adhere when they kick, when they set up. Let's see, I had this worked out. Which side? Yeah, I think I hold this in my left hand. It's very sticky. I'm starting to like this brand better than I was at first. Comparing it to Abe's, oh shoot, that one didn't hold. Alright, that's okay, I will stick it in the next spot. Got stringies in the way. Once there was a way to get back home. I'll get sued if I sing any Beatles Yoko will come after me with the semi-automatic, which would be rather ironic. I love to be unhappy. I live to be in pain. When days are full of sunshine, I'm looking for the rain. I always send my steaks back. My life is overdone. I have to be quite careful that I don't have any fun. They say that no one's happy with anything they've got. And just when things seem wonderful, you think of how it's not. And so with fortune smiling on that ladder to success, if you set your mind to thinking, you can really make your life a mess. Ooh, I've forgotten the next lyrics. It's a Gilda Radner song from back in the 70s. And even when I'm happy hopping to the beat, I know I'll get big ankles and ugly muscles in my feet. Thank you. Oh, I thought of the missing part. And so with fortune smiling. No, I already did that. I forget. I sang enough of that. I sang too much of that. I may get copyright strike. What is that? I think I was not using enough hot glue, or not pressing into place well enough. But when I first started doing this, I wasn't hot gluing it in at all. I was just letting it be floppy and then pressing it against there and letting it harden in place. So the fact that it's kind of wiggling in a couple of places is okay, although some of them have come off completely. La la la. Ooh la la. Well, what do y'all like to look at on television? I've been a cord cutter forever, although, good Lord, they've gotten their revenge on us cord cutters. It's now a paywall economy, and I hate it hard. My favorite service was Netflix, and I literally improvised a short musical called I Love Netflix. That literally happened at an improv workshop. Now they are fornicating us, hopping up the price, and well, I didn't mind them hopping up the price. They provide a good service. They make good content. I hate that word. Well, I dislike the word. There's really nothing wrong with the word. It does get way overused. And it feels like, I don't know, insincere, like factoid. Like, I'm not going to make a work of art. I'm going to just make some content for you to scroll on TikTok and keep on going without ever knowing my name. And then you'll tell your friends, I'm such a fan of TikTok. Oh, really? Who are you watching? I don't know. I'm a fan of TikTok. You know, TikTok? That oh so reliable domestically created program that can't possibly be used to spy. I don't know if it's used to spy, but it's vertical video. It's vertical video. They stick all kinds of stuff in the way. They want you to watch the video. I know if you watch it on a horizontal screen, you're getting 1/3 of that screen's use, but at least things aren't maybe covering up the video when you do it that way. My sister and I don't see eye to eye on this just because she likes it a lot. She sends me a lot of ones, and I enjoy them. I really do. She finds really good ones. It's just, as a person that has made artwork in a digital format, and I worked in television and stuff, and you just, back in the days I worked in television, you wouldn't just put a program on 1/3 of the screen, the middle third of the screen. And if you did that, you certainly wouldn't put your network bug they call it, in the way. That'd be the last thing you'd want to do. I'm gonna try this wooden tool. Here, I'm gonna show you over here. A pointy stick. What if we've got a pointed stick? I don't remember which one I just placed. That must be it. Yep, it is. I'm all over the place. I know a while ago I was saying that I'm starting to like this brand of the stuff because it's fast. And this kind of sculpting, this is just found object. I mean, this is kind of kit bashing to some extent. I watch YouTube channels where they make miniatures for games, like, what's it called? Well, I can't think of the name of the games. World of Warcraft is not right. That's the computer game my brother used to play a lot. Warhammer. We used to spoonerize that name in the honor of the late, great Robert Edmondson. Horror Whammer. I used the horror word. I'm not sex worker shaming, but I tell you what, WHORE figured in a lot of my humor, a lot of my insult comedy humor, which has of course got me in trouble. But I'm sorry, I haven't found a good, somebody give me a good replacement for whore in the insult comedy line. You're a whore-based life form. Because I find that funny. It's just I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I really don't. But it's sad if you got to absolutely just not have something because you couldn't think of a fitting replacement. On the subject of canards, nope, not canards, but cliches that you, or oft quoted quotes. There's a quote of Helen Keller that I like to embroider and put my own flair on it. Her quote is, "Life is either an exciting adventure or nothing. I just add 2 words on the end of that, or both. In my experience, it's both. It's an exciting adventure, and it's nothing. It's a floor wax and a dessert topping. Ask your grandparents. That was an old Saturday Night Live sketch. Chevy Chase era. Okay, that's doesn't have any hot glue holding it, so I'm going to try to stick it better with the epoxy sculpt. I have been daydreaming about sculptures I wanted to make using this epoxy sculpt, and I had limited experience with the other brand, the Avis epoxy sculpt. I liked it a lot. I didn't use gloves with it, although if I get my hands on it, I will probably use gloves in the future, but it didn't have a smell that I noticed at all. This one, the B part, smells pretty bad. So it's B for bad smell. Oop, I'm running low on the chewing gum. I will make some more because I want to connect this interior continent piece, larger continent piece, not just these twofers, because getting them loose from the hot glue will bust them apart if they don't have set up epoxy sculpt, epoxy putty or clay. If any of y'all have used JB Weld, it's a similar thing. There's also a product that's been around quite a while, called Milliput. There's green stuff. These are all two. That's not the stuff. There we go. Haha. At least you can still hear me, I think. We're experiencing technical difficulty. I've been wanting to make a custom technical difficulty sign that's kind of uniquely my art style, but harkening back to the old TV show days. Johnny Carson's Tonight Show is one place where they would get a lot of humor by, or maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was not that, the Tonight Show. Anyway, you've seen the stuff I'm talking about. It usually has a Native American chief in a headdress on top. You might have seen it in the TV show or the game Fallout. which is a very retro aesthetic. Okay, I gotta mix some more clay. I will probably crimp off the stream here pretty quick. Yeah, I just hit an hour and it hasn't been fascinating. No chat happening. That's okay. If anybody did work, I'm glad you did. If anybody came and looked at the VOD, I'm glad you did. If nobody did, I'm glad I'm getting some work done on art and not being a statue perfectionist that doesn't get a damn thing done. That's the main thing about this. I'm trying to be, to my limited ability, an artist again. I watch makers constantly, and I don't make, but I'm making now, and it's not just digital stuff. So, yeah, I really don't need much. I'm gonna get a small nugget, not that small. You can't see what I'm doing. Dadgummit. I will figure something out. I am aware that I have not pointed my camera worth a damn. It probably, if anybody is watching, they probably aren't really knowing what is going on half the time. I do describe it somewhat. That's another thing I like to do for some reason. Streaming services like Netflix and Amazon and stuff, a lot of times they have the option of descriptive audio, and a lot of people don't listen to that, or if they briefly accidentally have it on, they hate it. I like it. It's like a superpower, and it's also like an audio book with ultimate illustration, moving illustration, and you know, people acting out the dialogue. One of the first, I think the first TV series that I can remember watching with that turned on was Daredevil on Netflix, which was a great, excellent show. And most things I watch, the fight scenes don't enthrall me, but the fight scenes in Daredevil were worth looking at. But it was kind of nice having a description of it, like you're reading a book, but you're also seeing it happen. And I've also got closed captioning, so I'm any dialogue I'm able to read. I'm going back and rewatching things like Deadwood, and big recommendation here. It's on Netflix. Travelers. There's two seasons of Travelers. Wonderful show. I think there's only one show called Travelers. It's got Will from Will and Grace. I may be just a little bit sensitive to this stuff. I've got gloves on, and that might have something to do with my nose itching, but I'm noticing that when I stop working with this stuff, the nose itching settles down. Alright, just some more touch up here, and I will call it a night. I don't know if I finished my thought. I hope to get set up to where I can show people how I go about making fine art. Either abstract or geometric or both, in Photoshop and other programs, maybe including Apophysis, which is my main fractal program. I've got several fractal programs, including a few on my phone. Yeah, I'm actually making things that end up in my artworks on my phone. I can do it from the waiting room at the doctor's office, or getting my oil changed. Oh, I gotta get my oil changed. It's been way too long. I don't drive much, but still, man, your oil can get old. And it's a hybrid, not an electric, so it needs must. I was all set out to do it, and something came up, and I got blunted off. Can you guys see this at all? It's kind of dark. I don't know. The main place I watch YouTube, my TV is a projector. And I have it turned as bright as it goes. And most things that are professionally made, it's not too bright. But a lot of YouTube content, especially they will very briefly put up some white text on a background that's mostly white or almost white, and I'm like, are you trying to communicate? I am learning their pain, because I'm sure there's many reasons to complain about my production values. I do want to get better at that as well. Just to facilitate, there's still a chance that I may find a small niche. I have no goal to be a big time influencer that gets free, 3D printers and stuff. I won't own a printer, let alone a 3D printer. I do want a laser cutter though. Yeah. That's just, I also want a Cricut cutter, like a vinyl cutter. I would very much like to have that. Anyway, that's not my goal. I don't want to be Mr. Beast. I'd be happy to be a streamer that ends up, after a year or two of faithful broadcasting, as 10 to 20 people that check in from time to time. I think that would be splendiferous. Okay, what have I not joined? Oh, Lord. I'm looking at it where you all can't see it. I'm gonna watch my own video on demand and see what's terrible about it, and hopefully that'll help me know what to fix. But part of the plan here is to embrace the shambolic and stop being a damn perfectionist. It's a stupid thing to be. I got one little wormy thing left. Lord. I'm gonna roll it tight and put it on the mask, and then end the broadcast. Okay. Let's see. I busted out some Tom Stoppard and some Shakespeare from memory. How about Ogden Nash? Oh, I know. Ogden Nash was a comic poet, humorist and poet, and his stuff was short enough and funny enough that I have some of it memorized, and one of them I wrote a sequel to. So his poem, I think, I'm not sure what the title is, but his poem goes like this. Some scientists may at last disperse the mysteries of the universe, but me, I cannot even think why pork is white and ham is pink. So, I'm in a Whole Foods market in the butcher area, and I see something that answers that question. I'd never really looked it up. It was before there was an internet. And so I pretty quickly in my head wrote a sequel. Some dumbass that I know dispensed why pork and ham are different tints. Now I cannot escape the thought, if ham is cured of what? There you go. That was worthy of an unscheduled, unplanned 1 hour and 12-minute stream. Thanks for looking in if you did, and thanks for looking in the future if you do. And thanks for existing if none of the above. I've had a good time, and I got some work done, and I'm excited to get this going. I think it's going to be great. All right. Just trying to think if I knew another Groucho quote. Love goes out the door when sex comes innuendo.